Well, hello. You made it back. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get into this. The title for this video pretty much speaks for itself. The media does not want to see retribution. They don't want to see change. A man like myself spent 20 years, over 20 years probably, running an organization. No longer in that organization. No longer active in that organization. You get the point. And a man that would be willing to sit down and fix race relations in this country, or help talk about race relations in this country. But what a lot of people don't understand is you're filling a lot of garbage. I think I got it. Not yet. One more time. Got it. So, the media, and look, it's not a Virginia Slim. I was watching somebody else's video and they were talking about somebody smoking Virginia Slims. That's a lucky strike. I laughed so fucking hard at that video. I'm not gonna say who it is, but anyway. I do watch his channel on. His shit's funny as shit. Shout out to the guy that's always talking about another guy smoking Virginia Slims all the time. And Virginia Slim, I laugh so fucking hard at that shit. But anyway, the media wants to see division. The media profits off division to the point that the media will create it. For example, I'm going to use myself, like I said. I've contacted certain reporters, actually reporters that I've done interviews for. And I'd be like, hey man, let's sit down, no rope, no nothing, just me. And let's just sit down and have a conversation about race. Let's sit down and see, and let's see like what makes white males want to join certain white nationalist organizations. I'm no longer a white nationalist. Well, I'm no longer in a white nationalist organization. I've never really considered myself a white nationalist. I think I've said I've always been a white separatist. But, and then somebody said something the other day. They were like, "Oh, you are racist," or no. My definition of racist is different from what the media's definition of racist. I love my race. I love being white. I love the accomplishments, just like any race should. Just like any red-blooded American should. You should be proud to be American. If you're black, you should be proud to be black. But how come certain people or races can scream it a little bit louder than we can? And it's not that race's fault, because, or that group of people's fault. It's because of the media. The media uses them, manipulates certain ethnic groups or some shit like that to be able to control the people. It's all about control. That's all it is. But me, I want to sit down and have a conversation about race. And I'm no longer active in any organization or like that, but spent 20 years in one. Still have a lot of friends that are in that lifestyle. And that's one reason, I'm just inactive. I'm not going to badmouth them guys. Is everybody that's in every white nationalist group, are they all bad? No. Are there some real shitheads in there? You're damn right. Is there some vile racists in there? Yep. And that's one reason I'm inactive. Because I didn't like the way the movement was going. It got to where it wasn't about love for your race or love for your American people or being proud to be who you are, your culture. It got to where it was just hatred. And like I said, I said things in my past that I regret, and I'll be the first to admit it. I was wrong, and I apologize. I think I just caught the spur of the moment. But see, that goes back to the media. They want to see that. They want to see the guy, the Klan guy or the skinhead guy, fucking swastika tattoos and shit and all this. They want to see that. That's what the Klan guy burning a cross or cross-lighting ceremony or whatever. They want to see that. They don't want to see the guy that's willing to make a change and tell, hey, let's all sit down and let's have a conversation about race, white and black. Why are so many white males? Why do we feel like we don't have a voice? Or why do certain young white males? Because when I'm dead and gone, there's a whole nother generation. There may be another Stephen Howard come along. So if you want to fix race relations in this country, we all need to have a voice. And that's a lot of the reasons that a lot of white males join these white nationalist organizations, because they don't have a voice. I mean, you can't even hardly turn the TV on unless you see something about race and, trying to push this racial shit and this division shit. But see, I want to be an enemy to the people that wants to push division for years. And like I said, I don't regret my past. I've moved on. I'm not going to badmouth it. And do I get upset when some dumbass or somebody that knows nothing about that lifestyle and they use it because they think they use something and they think it's funny? Of course, I'm going to get upset because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to be using that shit. Somebody going to get mad at your ass. And that was my point anyway, but I ain't going to get on that. But, God, somebody going to get mad at his ass. I was telling fucking somebody ain't done got mad at his ass. And I ain't getting on that guy tonight. God dang, I can't believe how somebody ain't, really, how the fuck ain't nobody got mad at him? I think that's a character. I don't think that's real. I don't think we'll say the person's name because, like I said, I'm moving on. But anyway, a lot of white males feel like they don't have a voice. And that's what causes a lot of these white males to come into these organizations and join these organizations and want to be a part of these organizations. It's because they want to have a voice. They feel frustrated. Especially a lot of white Southerners. They just feel like beat down. And they're just like, I want to have a voice, you turn on the TV and it's always about, you hear shit about homosexuals and whatever cranks your tractor, buddy. I'm not dogging anybody. I don't give a fuck. But you don't even hardly see any heterosexual couples anymore. They're just pushing this shit down their kids' throat and shit like that. And a lot of these white males, they get frustrated and they get mad, and they just want to have a voice. They want to be able to, if you're black and you want to voice your grievance, voice it. But so do a lot of white males, and that's the reason they come to these groups and they get frustrated and they get mad. For years I didn't feel like I had a voice, and the videos that I've done in the Klan, it just happened. I don't know. What I'm saying is, there's millions of people that were in the Klan, but for some reason it just caught wind with me, and I just like wow, this shit was like overnight. I was filming TV shows and all kind of shit, But now I want to make a change. But the media doesn't want to cover this change. They'd rather cover the racist shit, or their form of racism. Like, my form is, I love my race. I love my race. I love my people. I love my culture. Not the media's form of racism. Media don't want to cover that because they can't make money off of it. The media will go as far as creating and paying for a division. Charlottesville, for example. And I want you to look this up. About 2 months before Charlottesville, there was a Klan rally. Chris Barker, you can look up Chris Barker too. Look him up. Look up some history on Chris Barker. Look up Chris Barker Fed. Look that up. There's a Chris Barker's group. Chris Barker wasn't there either. But anyway, Chris Barker's group did a Klan rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Before the fucking one where the girl got run over and all the bullshit. But anyway, he did a Klan rally there. The media didn't even give a shit, didn't even cover it. But after Trump was in office, and this second one happened after Trump was in there. This is gonna be some shit. The media picked it up and fired up Antifa. And how does Antifa, some broke ass motherfucker living in their basement or whatever, whoever. But anyway, how do you get all the way from Portland, Oregon to fucking Vancouver, Washington? Not Vancouver, Washington, but Virginia. Yeah, finance and shit. But anyway, so this second rally happened, where the big one, and it was created because the media, they don't like Trump. And like I said, Trump said some dumb shit over time, and I'm not a big supporter of Trump, but I think the country was better underneath Trump. It's a guarantee it was better underneath Trump. I mean, that's a guarantee. And I don't give a fuck who the president is. I just want whoever. It's like my boss. Like, if you're my boss, I want you to be a good boss. I don't want you to be a shitty boss. Or if I'm your employee, I want to be the best employee for you. I don't want to be some fucker that don't do shit and plays VR in the back office and shit. I had a guy that was working with me that literally he'd be during work time playing VR on his fucking headset. What the fuck? But I want the best guy in there. So we get back to Charlottesville. Networks pick that up. Now keep in mind, I've had networks that like I said, I've come to them and I'd be like, hey, let's just do an interview and try to talk about race and how we can fix it. Have done with this Klan stuff. But it's going to be hard for me to call out my people when we're not going to call out the left, or the leftists are not going to call out Antifa and all these other groups that are burning and looting, and BLM that are ripping off people. We're not going to call out them. We're not trying to press charges on them. It's hard for me to call out my people. So we have this rally in Charlottesville, right? Trump gets in there. Media picks it up. I'm talking about, you had David Duke there, you had Joe Scoop there, you had all these groups there. They never covered the first rally, but they covered this one. And all of a sudden, this is like a big white nationalist meeting. But I've had networks pay me to create things. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the networks, but they're major shit. Major networks pay me to create scenes, to create shit. Oh yeah. Talking points. I've had it happen many times. And when I was younger, I was like, yeah, whatever, pay me, and I had a fee, you know. If I did TV shows or anything, like, I had a fee. I think that last interview was the soft white underbelly guy. He's a good guy. If you ever check out his network, man. He's a really good guy. But like 3 years ago, you know, I haven't been active in 3 years, but he's probably about the only straight guy I've ever, like, yeah, he wanted the robe and all this shit and all that, and I'm like, whatever. But, you know, he just wanted to interview a Klansman, but, you know, and he didn't give me talking points or tell me shit to say. Did I say shit in that video? You know, that was kind of fucking, you know, off the wall or whatever? Yeah. But I was trying to make a point. You know, like, I'm not a racist. I just love my race. The love sees no color comment. What I meant by that was, if you love somebody, truly love is not just you're out sleeping with 30 fucking dudes and shit. You know, or if you're a chick, you know, yeah, you're out sleeping with 30 fucking dudes or whatever. If you're some fucking guy and you're banging 40 fucking, that's not love. I know what love is. I know what love is. So, and that's when you're not looking at that individual's color. But it's gotta be love. And that's what I meant by that. But some people, it went over their fucking head and they were like, oh, yeah, or shit, whatever. But anyway. But the soft white underbelly guy is the only guy that ever did an interview with me and didn't give me talking points and shit like that. He's a good guy. Check his shit out. But I've had networks actually pay me money to create content, talking points. Almost, you know, somebody puts hundreds of dollars in your fucking hand or in front of you, and they're like, hey, we want you to do this. Hey, we want you to create that. And in time, I may go into details about some of these networks. They're major networks. They wanted to create it, and that's what the media wants. They want to create it. We go back to Charlottesville. We go back to the torches. Remember the guys marching around the fucking Robert E. Lee statue? Do you honestly think that all them fucking dudes went down there and bought a fucking truckload of torches and fucking did that shit? No. There was a major network that covered that whole deal with the guy that planned that Charlottesville shit. And I've never heard of this guy. And see, my thing was, anytime I was in the movement, if I didn't know you, like know you, like if you were a legit fucking guy, because see, the guys that I run around with, I knew them. You know, we didn't fuck around with skinheads. We didn't do any of that shit. I think I got involved with the NSM for a while, but that wasn't for me. You know, we wouldn't even let felons in. You know, but that whole Charlottesville had bad vibes from it from jump, and then it's just it was created, just like the January 6th shit was created. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't actually a rally up there. Of course there was a rally. Of course it was planned. But the media didn't give a fuck about it when there was a Klan rally 2 weeks before that. But when we do a second Klan rally, that's when the media's like, fuck yeah, we're going to get a hold, and Trump's in there, let's get a fucking hold of this and run with it. Let's just fucking, yeah, let's create content. The media does it. I know they do it. They've done it with me. Created shit. We go back to the Nightline interview that I've done. That was years ago. Benghazi happened. We all remember Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, and all this bullshit. But anyway, the media didn't even give a fuck. It wasn't even covering Benghazi because it made Hillary Clinton look bad. But let's drive all the way to Mississippi and interview a bunch of Klansmen. Boy, that'll take their mind off that Benghazi shit. The media creates division. And I want to be a thorn in the media side and say, you're not going to do it anymore. I want to be a guy that wants to sit down with all races, a guy that spent 20 years in an organization running it, no longer running, no longer practicing. And I want to sit down and try to help race relations. But it can't be one way. It's got to be, we got to have an even playing field. You're going to call out the right, you're going to call out the left. I'm not going to badmouth anybody from my past or any organization that I've ever been in. I'm not one of these guys that do that, that leave organizations and do that. I'm not. But the minute that we can have an even playing field, I'll be glad to. But until we have an even playing field, I can't call out the right if we're not going to call out the left. But I'll be the guy that's willing to lead this and take this and try to fix shit. Like I said, race is very profitable. But it's time for us to try to mend things and fix things. And as long as we have people that create division, and there's people that love division. I think I've covered people that like to create division in the last 3 videos, or 2 videos or whatever. We don't need them because they're nobody's. But I want a somebody, and if all we care about is the hatred, and all we care about is because it looks, oh, look at that stuff, it's so mysterious, and we're not wanting to mend things, we'll never get anywhere. But it would be hypocritical for me to call out the right or any white nationalist organization. All I can do right now is just not be a part of it. But it would be hypocritical for me to call out the right or any white nationalist organization if we're not going to call out the left. And the media is the most corrupt shit in the world. Y'all have a good day.